Whenever you're ready.
All right. Yep. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope everyone is well. We are glad to be here today and have our wonderful partnership with Bloomfield College. We have Julia Del Bagno. I pronounced that right?
Yes.
Bagno?
Yep.
Perfect. I wasn't sure if it was Bagno or
I mean, it's Bagno,
Bagno.
but I go by
That's what it
Bagno too. Does it? Either way is fine.
is. So welcome again. Thank you for coming out and representing Bloomfield College on behalf of the school counseling department. We have asked you guys to join us for our Bloomfield College info session to learn all about Bloomfield College, to learn all about the scholarship opportunities that Bloomfield College has exclusively with Teaneck High School. There are some great merit scholarships that are attached to Bloomfield College to any students that are deciding to attend Bloomfield College that meet the requirements to receive the scholarship. So Julie is going to tell us all about that as well today. So thank you for all of the attendees that I see you guys popping in and trickling into the rooms throughout the afternoon. If you're hearing anything, feel free to drop a question either in the chat or in the Q&A section. And myself and Julia will make sure that we get to the question that you guys may have. If we leave for the day and something pops up afterward, please feel free to reach out to myself or to your school counselor so we can make sure that we answer any other questions that you still may have. So Julie, I'm gonna throw it to you. You can take it away. And like I said, guys, if you have any questions while we are going through anything, please feel free to drop it in the chat.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm going to actually share my screen. Would you be able to give me permission to do that?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Great. Thank you. All right. So hello, everybody. My name is Julia Del Bagno. Thank you so much for being here with us. I greatly appreciate it. I am the Associate Director of Admission at Bloomfield, and I have worked with Bergen County for pretty much as long as I've been at Bloomfield, which is since 2009. So I'm happy to be here presenting. Have had a great relationship with Teaneck High School as long as I've been at the college. So very happy to be here today. And I'm very happy and proud to be able to talk to you about the opportunities that we have at Bloomfield College, and specifically what those opportunities mean for students from Teaneck High School. So just a little background on the college. We are a small private college in Bloomfield, New Jersey, so not too far away from Teaneck, probably about a half-hour drive max, maybe a little bit longer on public transportation, but we border the town of Montclair and the town of Newark, so that gives you an idea about exactly where we're located in the state. We are a small private college. There's only about 1,600 students total. Your average class size at Bloomfield would be only 15 students. So 15 is our average class size. There is a 14-to-1 student faculty ratio. So at Bloomfield, you are definitely going to be an individual. You're not just going to be a number. And I could talk about that all day. We get to know our students really well. You're going to get to know your admission counselor. We actually have territories here at Bloomfield. So there's a counselor who's specifically assigned to Bergen County. His name is Arturo. He's actually watching the presentation right now because he's new to the college. However, he's going to be your point of contact. So if you have any questions at all, he's going to be the person that you're going to be able to go to. And you're going to see Arturo around campus. You're going to be able to ask questions. And once you get to be a student, you're going to have that same kind of relationship with your professors here. You're really going to get to know them. You're going to have that one-on-one individualized attention in class. So yeah, we are a smaller school, only about 1,700 students. And another really great interesting fact about Bloomfield is we are New Jersey's only predominantly Black and Hispanic serving institution for a 4-year private college in the state. So we are a minority serving institution. About 95% of our students receive a grant or scholarship direct from Bloomfield. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that later on in the presentation. We do have the lowest tuition rate of any of the 4-year private institutions in the state. So we are also committed to affordability for our students. And that actually also extends to our partnership that we have with Teaneck, which I'll also talk about later on. We are one of the most diverse national liberal arts colleges. And this is one of the ones I'm really, really proud of the college for being. We're #1 in the state of New Jersey at moving students forward in socioeconomic status. So thinking about where students are coming, a lot of our students are first generation college students. You know, their parents might be working a couple of jobs to get them to where they're at, to get them through college. And when they graduate, they're able to move up in socioeconomic status and, you know, give back to their parents who have given so much to them. So something we're really proud of about our student body here in the college. And we have been around for over 150 years. We were founded in 1868. So we've been going strong since 1868. We have over 60 different programs at the college. So there's plenty of different things to major in if you're interested in. We pretty much cover the gambit of what you might be interested in, but I'll go through each major slightly. So we are broken up into 7 academic divisions. The first one I'll talk about is business, and this includes some of the majors that we have here. This picture is actually taken by one of our students who was on a field trip to the New York Stock Exchange as part of being a business major. But these are the different majors you can do within the business division. We do have an accounting program where you also can get your master's of accounting as well. We do business admin, which includes economics, finance, international business management, information systems, marketing. We also do have computer science and network engineering within computer science as well as human resource management. And, you know, there's some great career opportunities for our business degrees, specifically our computer science students. Most of them are already employed at graduation, so they already have a job lined up for them when they're crossing the stage to receive their diploma. Something we're really well known for in the state of New Jersey is being a home to the Creative Arts and Technology division here. In the background of this presentation, you can kind of see the picture, which is the Creative Arts and Technology building, the Center for Technology and Creativity on our campus. And that's completely dedicated to the creative arts. And I'll talk about some of those majors, which are pretty cool. They include animation, both 2D and 3D animation, as well as expanded media, game design, game programming, graphic design, interactive multimedia in the World Wide Web, as well as music technology. We are the #1 game design program in the state, according to the Princeton Review. And some of the cool things, obviously, game design, game programming, you can actually do as a joint bachelor's degree with computer programming. So you could get 2 bachelors in 4 years in both computer and game programming from this college. In addition to that, we have within that Center for Technology and Creativity, we have a motion capture studio on campus. We're the only college in New Jersey with a motion capture studio. And what that means is, I don't know if you've ever seen like some kind of clips of animation, at movies being animated online, but the actors will put on like a green suit, and there's tennis balls connected to the suit, and they'll move around, and then that will actually animate their characters so that they move more human-like. And so we actually have one of those studios right here on our campus. We also have our own recording studio on campus here at Bloomfield as well. And then this is a picture right here to highlight our esports center. So we did start an esports team. And this is one of the computers within our esports center that the students on the team can use when they're competing. We also do have, and just so you know, these are all pictures in the background of our campus. So this is our Westminster Arts Center right here. And alongside that is our education building. So that is Jarvie Hall, which is where our education center is housed. Within that, we have many different majors that include anything you could possibly think of teaching. Early childhood, elementary, and secondary education. Obviously, you would co-concentrate in a subject area if you would like. So math, English, history, science. And in addition to that, we do have endorsements for if you'd like to be a middle school teacher with a special subject area, as well as a teacher of students with disabilities. This is where our humanities division is housed, and this is in Seibert Hall. It's actually the oldest building on our campus. Our president's office is also located within this building. And when the college first started out, this is actually where everything was. This was the gym, this was the cafeteria, this were the classrooms, the dorms, everything was in this building. Of course, at that time in 1868, we only had 7 graduating students in our first class. So that's probably why everything fit in one building. However, now that is where our president's office is, and also our division of the humanities. And here we have majors such as broadcast journalism, media communications, creative writing, English, literature, history, philosophy, and religion, and also interdisciplinary studies such as Africana studies, women's studies, and Latinx and Caribbean studies as well. Over here to the left, you can see a picture of our internet radio station that we have on campus. So students who are interested in podcasting or anything like that, they can use that here on our campus. And actually within our media communications major, all of the students in that major get an iPad as part of their tuition. And that is where they do a lot of their recording work, their editing, their videoing, all of that within their iPad. So that's pretty cool too. This building behind here is called College Hall. That is where the majority of our academic classes are held. So, you know, if you have your freshman writing class, your freshman math class, you'll most likely be in this building here. And this is the home to also to our natural science and mathematics, which includes our biology, chemistry labs, as well as our nursing lab. And within our natural science and mathematics division, we have majors such as biology, chemistry, biochemistry, clinical lab and medical lab sciences, math, if you want to be a math major, medical imaging sciences, and then also special admission programs, pre-chiropractic studies. We do have a pre-pharmacy program, pre-podiatry, and also, obviously, if you also want to go to medical school, that's also where this would be the home to your pre-med major as well. This right here is Carla on the left. This is what I'm talking about. We know our students. This is Carla here on the left. She graduated last year. She was a biology major, and she was also one of our student ambassador storytellers. So this is Dana. She's one of our nursing students. I'm not sure of the student, unfortunately, but that is Dana. She also just recently graduated. She was one of our nursing majors. And we're also very well known for nursing here at the college and in the state of New Jersey. We have one of the best nursing programs in the state. You can see here, this is our actual campus. And so you can see the simulated mannequins that our students use as practice. Back here on the wall behind him is real oxygen that comes out of the walls. So it's actually set up to be like a hospital floor. Adjacent to this nursing lab, we have another one that's set up to be like a doctor's office. So you can get both experience here on campus. And actually, by the time you graduate with a nursing degree from Bloomfield, it is a 4-year Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. By the time you graduate, you would do over 900 hours of clinical experience in our surrounding hospitals. So it's really well known within the state. And like I said, one of the best programs in the state. And they say you can't go to a hospital in New Jersey without finding a Bloomfield College nursing student. So there you go. And finally, our social and behavioral sciences division. Again, it's also housed in the College Hall building. And within this, we have social and behavioral science majors include government and international studies, so human rights, government, human service studies, public admin, public policy. We also have psychology, obviously very popular, as well as sociology, which includes things like criminal justice as well. And this is one of our research projects that was completed by one of our students that was graduating within the social and behavioral sciences division. So I talked about all the cool things that Bloomfield offers in terms of academics, but obviously we also want to make sure you're successful here. So in addition to the great professors we have in the classroom, we have a ton of resources outside of the classroom to make sure that you are successful in getting your graduating and getting your degree from Bloomfield. So actually on our campus, we have what's known as the Office for Student Success. Within that office, we have things like advising and coaching. We have career development. We have tutoring for any subject that we offer here. There's services for students with disabilities. So if you require any type of accommodations for an IEP or a 404, you can submit that right to our campus. And we have a director that will work with you to make sure those accommodations can be met at Bloomfield as well. So it could be things like extended test time or distraction-free testing or a note taker in the class. But she works with you to make sure your accommodations are met here at the college level as well. Within that, we also do have the tutoring is for any subject that we offer here. So any class that you take, if you're struggling, you can request a tutor to help you out. That includes nursing as well. And what our nursing division does is they actually hire their honors nursing students. So upperclassmen in the nursing program, they get hired to actually tutor younger students in the program. So you already are talking with somebody who's already been through the classes and can really help guide you to make sure that you're learning what you need to know, teach you how to study the right way, teach you how to prepare for your head to toe exams and things like that. In addition to the things in the Office of Student Success, we also have a health services department. Within that, it includes a campus nurse, as well as personal counseling. So if anybody's struggling with anxiety issues or depression, you can go to our personal counseling office and speak with somebody at the college who's certified as a licensed counselor to help walk you through those issues. You can meet with them regularly, and that's all included in your tuition, no extra charge. We do have some summer programs. So there's 3 different summer programs students can participate in. The EOF and the LEAP programs are for students who might not meet our general admission criteria. They can go through EOF or LEAP and do a summer program to then come in the fall to prepare them to start in the fall. And also our accepted students that do meet the general admission criteria, they can come over the summer and get free college credits before they start in their freshman year. And they could do 5 weeks here over the summer. And they just get free college credits while they're here. It's a really great opportunity. In addition to that, you get to know the campus earlier. You get some preparation for what your classes are going to be like. You get familiar with the campus, and you make friends before the semester starts. So when you start as a freshman in the fall, you already know the campus inside and out, and you feel confident about yourself, and you don't have to worry about feeling lost. We do also have McNair and TRIO and STAR programs on campus, which are for students who need some extra financial help or want some research opportunities or would like to go to graduate school when they're done with their studies as an undergrad. And then we also do have the VIP Commuter Club, which is for our students that might not be living on campus, but really want to stay connected. And what this club allows them to do is go on trips for free through the college for their freshman year. And it also allows them to eat in the campus dining hall once a week for free as well. So let's say you're here and you're in between classes and you're hungry. Once a week, you can go by to the cafeteria and get a free meal as being part of that commuter club. Finally, something that's really unique to Bloomfield College is we don't have any remedial classes. So what remedial classes are any college you get accepted to, most likely you're going to have to take a placement test. That goes for any school that you're going to attend. And so what that placement test does is determine where you're at in terms of the college level. So some students might take the test. It doesn't affect your acceptance, but they might say, oh, you're not yet at the college level for math or writing. So you need to take this remedial class. And it's a 0 level class. You know how you usually hear Psych 100. Well, this would be like English 096. So there's a 0 in front. So it's not college credit bearing. And so we don't want you to come here and pay for a class that you're not getting credit for. So we've completely gotten rid of remedial classes. So even if you struggle on your placement test, again, it does not affect your acceptance. But what we will do is we'll put you in a class that will have extra help throughout the semester so that even though you weren't at the college level yet, we're going to work with you to make sure you get there within your first year class. And you're also getting college credits and you're not losing time towards graduation. So that's what our commitment to our students here at Bloomfield is all about. Within our career development office, we've had a bunch of different jobs and internship opportunities for our students. And under the Obama administration, we had a student in the White House Correspondence Office. We've had students intern with HBO, the New Jersey Devils, Def Jam, Congress, HP, MTV, Johnson & Johnson, Colgate-Palmolive, all different companies in the surrounding areas in New York City. So we really get our students the ability to get real world experience before they graduate. And actually most majors require you to have an internship before you can graduate. Talk a little bit about campus life. We have over 30 different active clubs and organizations. They include things like student government, African Student Association. They include Show Your Colors, which is our great Gay Straight Alliance, which I am the advisor for. We have the Debate Club. We have the Gentlemen's Club. There's also National Association of Black Accountants here. There's SERVE, which is a volunteer organization. They do a bunch of different hours per year in volunteer work in our community. And then in addition to our clubs and organizations, which there are many, there's also Greek life. And here we have Anthony with our mascot, Deacon the Bear, walking on campus. Behind him is Izzy and Rose. So those are some of our students here walking with our mascot, Deacon the Bear. Isn't he cute? I just love him to death. But yeah, we also do have Greek life. So if you're interested in becoming a part of a fraternity or sorority, we have the Divine Nine represented on our campus. So there's definitely plenty to get involved in. And if you see that there's not a club or organization you're interested in, but you have 6 friends, you can go ahead and start your own club or organization on campus. If you are interested in living on campus, we're located pretty much right in downtown Bloomfield. So it's a really cool location. There's a lot to do in the surrounding town. And we have first year traditional residence halls, which are, 2 per room with a community style bathroom on the floor. There's actually multiple on the floor. I actually hear students, a lot of people are like, oh no, community bathrooms, but actually they provide more privacy, because when I lived in my suite, you always knew who was in the bathroom, even though there was only 4 people in the suite, you always knew who was in there. So there was no privacy. Whereas if you're walking by the bathroom on your way to your room, you don't know who might be in there. It could be anybody. So there's actually more privacy with a community style bathroom. And in addition to that, because it's a community bathroom, our facilities offices cleans those a bunch of times per day. So they're actually the cleanest bathrooms on campus, I've been told. So that's pretty cool information about our traditional first year residence halls. We also have upperclassmen, both residence halls and houses. Obviously, the campus is equipped with Wi-Fi. There are 2 fitness centers on campus. There's a game room in one of our residence halls. Also, there's multiple lounges. There's multi-purpose rooms. There's also even a mini movie theater, as well as a rooftop courtyard for one of our residence halls. And that's this one right here. So right up here, you can't really see it here, but this part on top of this building is a courtyard, a rooftop courtyard. We are the athletics. So like I said, we Deacon the Bear, he's our mascot, and we are Division II for the NCAA. So we do offer athletic scholarships. Like I said, we did start with esports recently, but we also have men's baseball, men and women's basketball. And actually our men's basketball team just went to the second round of the Division II tournament. So we're proud of them. They lost in the second round, but still they had a great season. Men and women's soccer, men and women's cross country and track and field. And we also have women's bowling, women's softball, and women's volleyball. Oops, sorry, I went the wrong way. So now I'll talk a little bit about the admission process for Bloomfield here. With everything that's going on, we've actually streamlined this process a lot. Because of COVID, we've actually required students to just submit an application and to just submit their high school transcript. So you don't need to worry about the letters of recommendation or the essay. We have been SAT or ACT optional since about 2017. So that's not something that we're requiring students to submit anyway. But obviously you do not have to submit that to get a decision from us. So right now, if you are looking for a decision from Bloomfield, you would just need to submit your application and your high school transcript. Now, I'm not sure if there's any juniors who might be seeing this presentation, so we might go back next year to asking for letters of recommendation and an essay, but generally, if you submit that high school transcript, you should be able to receive a decision from us. This is a bunch of our students who were our orientation leaders 2 years ago. Antonio, Marvin, Jen, Laritza, Rosanea, Kaya. So a bunch of students in the picture. Just go, China is up here. She's on our basketball team. Just want to point out, we really do get to know our students really well. So I'm just going to keep shouting them out when I see them in the PowerPoint. And we are looking for students to have a 2.5 or higher GPA. However, if you do fall below that 2.5 GPA, we do have those other summer programs I talked about, like the LEAP program, where you can still come, you go through the 5 weeks over the summer. As long as you successfully complete that 5 weeks, then you enroll in the fall, even if your GPA is below a 2.5. So don't let that discourage you from applying. Your admission counselor will walk you through everything you need to know about how to go about getting involved in that summer program if you qualify for it. So to talk a little bit about financial aid, I did talk about us having the lowest tuition rate of any private four-year institution in the state. Actually over 90, it's about 96.2% was the most recent statistics. And so for Teaneck, what we've done is we've partnered with them to have special financial aid packages for students. So any family with an EFC below 5,500, we guarantee that our tuition is going to drop from about $30,000 a year to $3,500 a year. And we're actually even looking at that even further to see, you know, how we can help out families even more, possibly next year. But right now we guarantee that when you file your FAFSA, so FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. It's available in October 1st of the year that you're, of your senior year. So right before you're going to go to college. So if you're a senior now, it's already been available and you should definitely file that as soon as possible. And when you file your FAFSA, it's going to spit back this number known as the EFC, which is the expected family contribution. Essentially, it's the number the government says your family should be able to contribute towards your education every year. So that number can range from 0, which means they don't think your family can help you at all, to $999,999. Never seen that in my life, but it can go that high. So we guarantee that any student that comes to Bloomfield whose EFC is below $5,500, that we will drop our tuition, which is normally about $32,000 a year. We're going to drop that down, and it's only going to cost you $3,500 a year to go to Bloomfield. So that's our commitment to affordability and our commitment to Teaneck High School as well. So this visit slide is actually a little bit outdated, because at this point, I think we were talking, oh no, I updated it. Oh, great. So we actually have both in-person and virtual tours. So not sure how people are feeling. If you're feeling comfortable enough to come visit campus, we do keep them to a limited number of students per tour. So you don't have to worry about being out with a large group. But still, if you're not comfortable in doing in-person visits, we do have virtual tour options as well. So if you go to events.bloomfield.edu, you can sign up for a virtual tour with one of our student ambassadors, and they'll tell you all about campus and what being a Bloomfield College Bear is all about, and what they're involved in, and how they do in their classes, and the cool things that they like about Bloomfield. You can ask them all the nitty-gritty questions that you want the answers to. So feel free to sign up for that. And at that link as well, events.bloomfield.edu, you'll see other events that we have coming up. So if anybody is in on the presentation who might be an accepted student, you can actually go ahead and visit this website to see some accepted student events that we have coming up. We're also having like an Instagram live event soon. So there's a lot of stuff that we have in the making that you can find out on that website there if you want to learn more about Bloomfield, which obviously after my presentation, you're of course going to want to learn everything there is to know about the college, because you know that we're so awesome here now. So this is my contact information right here. Feel free to take a screenshot of it. If you have any questions, I highly recommend shooting me an email, asking me, any questions that you have. Maybe I didn't go over something in this PowerPoint and you want to learn more, or you can shoot me a text message. So our text messages come right to our phones. I can respond to that. Generally during business hours, you'll hear back from me right away. I generally do it at all times of the day, but sometimes I'll fall asleep and not respond to you right away. But you'll definitely get an answer as soon as possible if you go ahead and shoot a text message to us as well. So I think that wraps up my information about Bloomfield. I didn't see any questions pop up in the Q&A, but if anybody does have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat there, and I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Julia. I didn't see any yet either, but as she just mentioned, if there are any questions, you can still drop them in the chat.
Was there anything else that you wanted me to go over that I might have missed?
I guess if you can just explain a little bit more about, if you have the information. We did send out the students the different scholarship packages and how the merit scholarship works with Teaneck. I remember when we did this last year, there was kind of a breakdown of how that worked, I believe, as well, with tuition and the merit scholarship. So if there's any information that you can also just share, speak to about how that would work specifically for our students who could qualify.
Sure, yeah. So we have certain merit scholarships specifically for students coming from Teaneck Public Schools. And we have committed to giving out about 5 to 10 per year for the Teaneck Public Schools Excellence Scholarship. So that would be about $16,000 per year for students with about a 3.8 GPA, 1200 SAT, with AP or honors coursework, and they would need recommendations from the public schools and their school counselor. There's also the academic scholarship for students with a 3.5 GPA and 1100 on the SAT, who have completed their general college prep coursework, and they can also submit recommendations from Teaneck Public Schools, and that would be about $11,000 per year. There's also the higher education scholarship for about $9,000 per year for students with a 3.0 GPA, no SAT score required to get that. And also, again, college prep work with a recommendation from your school counselor. And there's also, if anybody does go to Bergen Community College and chooses to transfer, there are 2 scholarships we have for students that might be transferring from the community colleges to Bloomfield as well. So if anybody's interested in receiving those scholarships, just make sure you talk to your school counselor, get the letter of recommendation, and just go ahead and have them email me directly saying the student is being considered for the Teaneck specific public school scholarships with Bloomfield.
Thank you. Question I have with that, you were mentioning the SAT scores. This year being that a lot of students may not have taken the SATs, or we know that SATs were optional even for Bloomfield. Does that directly affect their ability to receive the scholarship?
No, not that I've been informed. So because of the extenuating circumstances surrounding COVID, I'm sure if the student was not able to take the SAT, if that could just be listed in the letter of recommendation so that we can consider the student without the test scores.
Okay, great. And also, if you can speak to the fact it mentions that above and beyond the cost, that an additional 50 to 100% of any remaining direct cost, there is a Bloomfield College grant that is provided. So can you just break down or explain how that can work in tandem?
Yeah, so essentially what we do is we look at the student, once they file the FAFSA, we look at what the student's scholarship is. So let's say they receive one of like that $11,000 scholarship, and then they might get money from the state, the TAG grant, and they might get money from the federal government, the Pell Grant. And if they have a 0 EFC specifically, they're going to get those. And so there still might be a gap between the scholarship and the TAG grant and the Pell Grant to what our cost of tuition is. So we're going to then provide additional funds for that student to make sure we can make that education more affordable and get them down to that $3,500 cost.
Perfect. Got it. Thank you so much for that.
Sure, absolutely.
So if there are not any other questions at the time, I do want to thank Julia again, and for the attendees this afternoon, and to Ms. Golden Cooper as well. To let you guys know also, there will be an instant decision day on April the 21st. So Bloomfield College will be participating in that as well. So if there are any students that are still interested in applying, or if you haven't heard back yet, you can also still participate in the instant decision day that day. We will be sending out some additional information about how you can register. But an instant decision day is a really great opportunity for students that will be able to meet with Arturo, as she mentioned, or Julia, really just get in front of the college admissions reps and have a conversation. It makes it more personal. You're getting to meet them right on site. So for any of the seniors that are out there, you can jot that date down as a save the date and know that there will be an instant decision day. If you are interested in going, there's still an opportunity, if you haven't yet applied, to still apply. So thank you again, Julia, for coming out and explaining.
I appreciate
if there's anybody that has any additional questions, or if something pops up again that you may not be thinking of right now, please feel free to reach out to myself, reach out to your school counselors. Ms. Bagno put her information on the screen as well, so you can reach out to her directly also. And we thank you so much again for participating in today.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for everybody for being here. We look forward to seeing your applications, and for you visiting campus, either in person or virtual. We look forward to having everybody back soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Julia, if you can just hang back.